Hello and welcome to the EPA's projects update for the month of August. In this month's edition, we'll be hearing from our project leads, mentors and members about each of the EPA's 5 industry projects. They provided a really quick snapshot into all of the activities going on in their project. But before we hear from them, I wanted to share 2 brand new pieces of project content this month. Firstly, you can now listen to our latest podcast on cross-border payments, which is now live on the EPA website. Plus, we've also launched the first video interview as part of our Lifestyle and Values Banking initiative. 2 really exciting bits of project work which I'd love for you to take a look at. As well as being available on the EPA website, you should be able to find them in this month's newsletter. However, I will now hand over to Josh Berle to provide the very first project update on project inclusion. Take it away, Josh.
Hello there, this is Josh Berle from MasterCard and the chair of EPA's Project Inclusion. So what did we get up to during the month of June? Possibly a less busy month than previously, but we've been putting the finishing touches to our Lifestyle and Values report, and we're looking forward to releasing some of the videos from that later in July. We're also planning for a webinar in September, which should be really exciting. In the meantime, we are doing further preparation for our survey and interviews in respect of the pandemic's impact on inclusion, and we are starting to articulate a little bit more clearly what we want to do in our work programme for the rest of the year. Specifically, we're interested in a number of themes. First of all, affordable savings as the flip side to the coin of affordable borrowing, which we dealt with earlier this year. We also want to look at how crypto can play a role in terms of addressing inclusion, and we also want to go into open banking as well. Specifically, request to pay is a theme that we're very, very interested in, although we anticipate that will be something we only address later on this year and probably more likely into next year. So that's what we've been up to. If you find any of that of interest, please do get in touch. We'd love to have you involved as ever. And thanks very much indeed.
Welcome everybody. It's been a really active month for international project trade. We've made lots of progress, and I just want to share with you the sort of key highlights. So let me first of all talk to you about international international toolkit, which is part of the sort of market expansion. Over the last month, we've now sort of narrowed down the specification in terms of exactly what we want that toolkit signpost document to look like in terms of generic and specific requirements. And we are in the process now of developing a templated version for Malaysia. And we'll look to launch that towards the end of this month, with a view that we then will expand that out to the other 5 countries that we've identified, which I will discuss and share more with you on these future updates. So really good progress on that. In terms of the other activity, just wanted to let you all know that there is a webinar that's planned for the 22nd of July. Will be presenting all about international development, market expansion, and what activities they're doing in that area, and sort of the things that you need to progress on. In terms of the other side of our sort of activity, covering the cross-border payments, again, lots of progress being made in terms of the outputs from the Financial Stability Board paper, which covered the sort of key sort of areas of focus for cross-border, which is across 4 principles really, which is all about access, transparency, speed and cost. And we had a very informative and thought-provoking sort of podcast, which was done on the 25th of June, with sort of 4 leading experts from the industry, talking all about cross-border payments, the landscape, the barriers, the opportunities, and also, the future technology innovation that will probably shape some of the things that have come out of the Financial Stability Board document. Another thing to sort of mention to you is that we also had a very informative session with the Bank of England on the 28th of June, which again invited EPA members across the sort of community who are all actively involved in cross-border payments to really share their experiences and comments on the paper, and leading into sort of providing a more sort of a documented version of their comments sort of later this month. So lots of progress been made, really sort of beginning to strive forward now on both sides of the Project International Trade focus, and continue to welcome further support from members if they wish to be part of the event. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jane G, and I'm the lead for Project Financial Crime at the Emerging Payments Association. At our most recent meeting, we talked about a conference that we're going to hold on November the 9th this year, which Emma Bandy Mandhub is organising. And that's going to be a very exciting event, which I hope you will all keep free. So that's November the 9th. We also talked about the usual topics that we cover: digital identity, data sharing, and London FinTech Week, which is coming up. We talked about the progress, or rather lack of it, which has been made in terms of the government economic crime plan. You can have a look on the RUSI website to see the progress that's been made there. And also we talked about the latest National Crime Agency assessment of the threat of serious and organised crime. We have some white papers coming up. One which will be sponsored by Refinitiv is on payments fraud, and there will be a webinar associated with that. We will have another project white paper coming up in November too, before the financial crime conference event. And just to round off, there have been 3 essential items which have been in the news recently. Google says it's going to do more to remove financial scams online. The FATF has grey-listed Malta as a country, which is the first European country to be grey-listed. And finally, the FCA is clamping down on crypto exchanges. Also, we are aware that the FCA has been taking more direct action in relation to authorised payment institutions and e-money institutions, and we are going to work on giving some guidance to those sorts of organisations who are members of the EPA to make sure that they can avoid such drastic action as happened to e-payments, where the company was closed down and no payments could be moved for over a year. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.
Hi, this is Hugh Davies again with a quick update on what's been happening in Project Open Banking over the last month. So it's been another fun-packed month. There's been a lot going on actually. So following the work that UK Finance were doing around the future of open banking, there's now an awful lot of work going on looking at how to unlock the potential of open banking payments, which is completely aligned with the objectives of Project Open Banking. So a number of us have been feeding into that and supporting the work streams, looking at some of the immediate barriers that need to be confronted, and long-term, how do we create the right conditions for success? So it's been really interesting, and I think looking forward, there's more of that to come with a number of other work stream meetings coming up over the next few weeks. So yeah, busy times again.
Hi, I'm Max Savoie. I'm a partner at the law firm Sidley Austin, and I'm a member of the EPA's Project Regulator team. And it's been another busy month for Project Regulator. We've submitted a response to the Payment Systems Regulator on its consultation on confirmation of payee requirements, including comments on some of the practical issues arising from those and suggestions on how those could be addressed. We're also currently working on a response to the Financial Conduct Authority, the FCA's consultation on a new consumer duty, which we think could greatly expand the obligations of payment service providers in this area. And we're thinking in particular about how that's likely to affect payment firms in practice, and whether it would be helpful for the FCA to tailor its guidance on the duty, particularly on how it applies to payments as opposed to other financial services. We're also looking at operational resilience and some of the market and regulatory developments in that space. And last but not least, we've recorded a podcast on the regulation of crypto assets and central bank digital currencies. And we hope that's going to be a helpful update, whether crypto is something you're looking at every day or whether it's something you're following from a distance with interest. So do look out for that. And as always, feel free to reach out to anyone on the Project Regulator team if you have any questions. Thanks a lot.
Thanks to Max for providing his first Project Regulator update, and to the rest of our project leads and mentors. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and if you're as passionate about improving the payments ecosystem as these guys are, then make sure to reach out. My email address is tom.brewin@emergingpayments.org.